The Temple of the River God.
I have to admit that when the guard gets involved, they don't do it by halves. Look at all this.
There you are at last.
How goes the attack, Captain Superintendent?
The situation isn't ideal. That old fox, Kernaz, chose his battlefield well. He has complete control over these ruins, and has positioned his troops to take full advantage of the terrain. His men are making the most of their knowledge of the area, and are waging a battle of skirmishes, ambushes, and sneaky tricks. And Imperialist fighters arriving from the rest of Tynea keep attacking us from behind. Since everything depends on his strategy, and his troops' loyalty to his person, if the general falls, the rest will collapse with him. Unfortunately, we don't know exactly where he is hiding.
Therefore, we're not in a strong position.
Indeed. Unfortunately, we don't have much outside support. Certainly not enough to allow us any room for error.
There must be some way to tip the scales in our favor.
When you don't have the numbers or the strength, you must use cunning. With a well-laid plan, we should be able to do it.
Quite right. We're going to carry out a coordinated attack on different parts of the ruins and the open terrain surrounding them. The aim is to divert the attention of the majority of the General's troops, while two small units make their way into the catacombs. These two groups will have to find the General hidden there and stop him by any means possible.
Why send two groups?
Our scouts have managed to narrow down our search area to two paths leading into the catacombs. Unfortunately, we don't know which one goes to the General's hideout, or even where they lead.
I see your point. I suppose you'd like us to be part of one of these groups?
Actually, we'd like you and your companions to split up and lead the two groups. I'll leave you the time to prepare and decide amongst yourselves who will accompany you on one path, and which of your companions will take the other one. When you've made up your minds and are ready, come back and see me. We'll launch the attack to cover you.
Bro. I hate this game. This is a bad game. Not once in our experience have we had to divide the party. So there is a party that literally does not have the main character that you've played with the whole game. How did they do this? Please, bro, please don't let this be. Okay, wait. I'm crashing out. My guess is I'll still be able to make my party, and then the other person is just gonna die.
Trust you've been able to speak to our allies. I recommend that you have a word or two with your companions before we go into battle.
You all know why we're here and what's at stake. Getting to know you, exploring this continent with you, and fighting alongside you has changed my life. I hope that after this battle, we can all reunite and celebrate our victory together.
Well, it's always helpful to motivate each other before a fight. Are you ready? Remember that anyone who doesn't go with you will take the other route.
We are ready.
Good. Who will go with you?
Yeah. This is a squad. Okay. in before it makes me play the other side too.
Watch your step. There are traps.
I should have known it would be you they'd send after the General. The Savage and her minions. As if you could ever hope to defeat him. You're nothing
I like
but
how
a
it didn't let me
fleeting
disarm that
nuisance
trap.
that I'm going to sweep away.
You've already failed twice. Do you really think you're going to succeed this time? Again? When will they learn?
come get this thing off me, bro. I'll actually use her to taunt it.
Let's see what you're made of, Yulia! Useless now!
Bro, these guys are getting fucking melted. Make sure we get that ton in there.
blinded by her own arrogance. We gave her life for the wrong cause. Should we go and find her leader?
Yes. Let's go. My armor is broken.
He's just like randomly targeting people to hit.
May the shadows crush you!
Bro really wanted my cheek specifically.
Ugh, I can't do it.
Captain's heart, 10% crit damage, chance of applying mark, 3 shields ignored. Crazy. Losing 26% crit chance. You know what? I'm good on that. The amount that I'm... Can I actually... Let's look at this. Like, 78% crit chance. 56, 45, 40. 78% crit chance. She's like a major DPS. Knives, General's Necklace, Affinity to Retaliation, and Invo. What is this doing? Swap it. What the fuck happened to all of my attacks?
Let's show them what we're made of!
completely ruined! My armor is completely ruined!
There's no turning back now.
What triggered that, by the way?
You. The continent is full of worthy soldiers and mercenaries, and yet they send a savage after me. They couldn't just defeat me, they had to insult me too. No matter. I'm going to prove they were wrong. I'm going to send their pesky little hunting dog back to them in pieces. I'll show them they've only managed to delay the inevitable. There are wheels in motion that are far beyond their imagining.
You've gone mad. The whole world is against you, Karnaz. You're trapped in the furthest reaches of the catacombs and you're still raving about your plans.
There's a fine line between genius and madness. But rest assured, I'm going to show you the difference. Soldiers!
Oh, look, it's her.
Loyal to the bitter end, are we?
Remember my counsel and keep your eyes open.
My armor is completely ruined.
This armor is useless now.
Yeah, we can get through some more of these. Oh shit.
At least I won't die at the end of the rope.
I don't know why I can do this, but
At least I
oh my god, he's gonna die.
won't die at the end of the rope.
A little messy in the beginning, but we got there.
Completely ruined!
The General is playing his last cards. We've almost got him.
We've got more tricks up our sleeves than he does. We've got to win.
Yeah. I was gonna try to sift through loot, but the loot system is super unintuitive, so sifting through it is gonna require way more time than I care to spend.
We're going to need all our strength to continue our pursuit. We could rest here, don't you think? Bombs. It's just gonna be, it's just hordes of units, bro. Like that's all they do. It's just hordes of units, very awkwardly placed range ones. Unless you're gonna bring out the Guardian.
So, you got the better of Zahid. I'd have thought she'd be stronger. But that's the curse of people like me. We're always disappointed by our subordinates. They can never measure up to our own greatness.
You're great.
Bro, nobody cares, bro.
Get ready.
Go. I see a lot of melee. Alright, so you could basically hit all of them. Then teleport on this guy. Hit him with that. She goes here. She shoots. That shields, breaks. You just move here.
the sea that gave them life.
She's gonna have enough to do that.
And keep your eyes open.
Are worse than the pox.
Hadn't we better?
Silence, woman. Don't think you bested me. I'll never yield.
comically evil bad guy.
Of course, that.
Infinitely able to just keep getting away. Bro's just spawning more enemies. Like, and they keep them in the most like odd, like they're like next to impossible to properly get aggro on. Okay, I see one dude. Yeah, I see one guy with a ranged weapon.
Just the first wave. Here comes another. We've got to stay strong.
No quarter!
Oh boy. Alvida's about to get fucked up.
Remember my counsel and keep your eyes open.
I do way too much damage with it. That immediately takes aggro. Holy shit.
My armor is broken.
Is there a third wave, boys? Third wave? Come on, how lazy can you be, Spider? How much lazier can you get? Throw another wave of this, like, boring-ass combat at us.
The last of his guards have fallen. Kurnaz ran off across this stone bridge. Hurry! We mustn't let him escape.
One more, bro. I need one more. Just full send a bunch of troops at me. Let me kill this bastard by himself. No, wait, this has to be the guard. Bro, why is there so many little fucking things on the ground that are making my character get stuck?
Let me go. There's still time to end this madness. Oh.
They're all cowards, traitors, incompetent fools. They're the reason we're in this mess. Incapable of following even the simplest orders, of doing what I tell them to. None of them ever understood the greatness, the beauty of the vision I shared with them. Imbeciles! You again.
There's no place you can run, General. It's time to surrender.
She's right. It's over.
You think I'm gonna surrender to this savage and her mob? I had sooner die by my own hand.
Really?
He's gonna stab her and then turn into a guardian.
No! Don't!
50%, right?
May the earth carry you always, my friends!
I was gonna say, I was like 4,000 HP is not a lot.
May the shadows crush you!
Weakness, power, and then pop. I think I need to just auto attack this thing. Oh shit, I'm tripping. That's not gonna do anything.
I must remain focused.
I don't know if this is it. It might be it. It might be. I don't know. Wait, let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay, I can't pick Ludwig again. Yay. Perfect time for this to happen. I will retaliate on him now. Can you fucking attack? What is my character doing? Is this gonna be a failure? There it is. Wait, what? That's the inn? Are we like, we're not gonna talk about the kneeling stuff?
Oh no! I'm so sorry. We are going to miss you, my friend.
Yeah, I figured that. My friend, by the way. I'm pretty sure the first time we meet this guy, he's hostile. And then he randomly ends up on our team. And he like barely is involved in the rest of the story. I mean, obviously I didn't do any of the companion stuff, but he was like more muted than the rest of my companions.
From another world, the doubt, the onward, beyond the land of my sacred home, my heart, my soul, my body, my skin, my own destiny. My heart, my soul, my body, my skin, my own
Law, I thought I was about to crash, bro.
My dear friend, I understand you'll need to know more about the events that took place in this part of the mainland. But you should know that reporting on the current situation is not easy. The upheavals of recent months have been such that the balance of power in Kakan has been altered. We came close to disaster. General Kurnaz might well have succeeded in creating the empire he dreamed of. If he hadn't been defeated by that party I've already told you of, and if he hadn't committed the folly of antagonizing the coin guard who tracked his forces to the ruins where he had taken refuge. The imperialist movement, whose corruption had reached the highest spheres, seems to have died out with him. However, among the people, many are those who mourn his death. He flattered their nationalistic pride. We'll have to remain highly vigilant with regard to them. If they turn him into a martyr for their cause, we risk a resurgence of their deadly ideology and the rising of a new general. My spies are still looking for Zeren, who, as I've already told you in my letters, disappeared after the battle. None of my men managed to get their hands on her. We must hope that she doesn't plan on joining her husband's supporters. As for the scientists who were trying to create those creatures of war for the general, they were hunted down by the guard. I know you wanted us to catch some of them alive, to put them to work for us. I admit their research could have been useful, despite their ideology, which is resolutely opposed to our own. But I doubt I'll be able to. The superintendent is pursuing them with unexpected rigor. The situation in the Dutan Empire, our main ally in the region, has also been impacted by all these events. The death of General Kurnaz allowed them to lighten the defense of the Eastern Front along the border with the Alliance. This allowed the Emperor to concentrate on the civil war that was ravaging his country, and in particular on the elimination of the Carmenist heretics. Especially since the sudden disappearance of General Eisenach was so poorly perceived by his troops, some revolted, which weakened him. The merchant congregation, which I am watching very closely as you know, has also undergone some changes. The power of the Dorsays seems to be at its peak, the De Vesps having obviously been weakened by a few scandals. According to my information, they even recovered a relic from the Astrian era that Prince Alexander always dreamed of possessing, allowing them to calm his political ardor. It will become urgent for us to court this family if we want to keep some influence in the region. I know that you have a keen interest in the affairs of the Nords, so I will say a few words about them here. Admiral Cabral is in Tier 4D, so Admiral Basileus, with whom we have already done business, is in charge of the guild. After the general's stunt forced him to distance himself from the Alliance, I believe
look
he
where
will
we
be
are
quite
again.
receptive to our proposals.
The game having to
As you may
exposit.
remember, one of his lieutenants was to furnish us with a map of a new island. We recently recovered it. Of course, we should find a way to convince the Nords to take us there. But owning this new map will give us a significant advantage over other nations. But let's get back to the party I mentioned previously, and which so piqued your curiosity. As already mentioned in my letters, I've met the various members on several occasions in recent months. Our agent Fausta introduced them to me. She was our biggest source of information on the events I previously mentioned. Alas, as you surely remember, I had given her orders to assassinate the general if the opportunity presented itself. When her attempt failed, she was imprisoned and then
She was
executed.
literally standing next
Having
to
her
you
as
when we
my
came.
agent is one of my proudest achievements, but I deeply regret her passing. I will miss her very much. Among the members of the party were 2 Tier 4Dians. One of them, Nilan, had already died long before the attack on the catacombs. According to my information, this brave young man attempted a remarkable deed against the city of Alima.
Oh, was
and
that
died
actually
there.
Nealon's
My
corpse
reports
that we
on
saw?
this case are questionable, however, because they mention an attack carried out by several giant creatures.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the
think
corpse
I have
of a big
already
griffin
told
dude,
you
but
that
like I
Prince
didn't know
Alexander's
if
niece, Sybil de Vesp, was also in the party.
I didn't know if he actually died.
However, she died long before the general's fall. She and her parents were murdered by assassins. While conducting my investigation, I learned that she was just one more victim of her cousin Octave. I fear that we must find a way to calm this young man's ardor. He is far too dangerous to succeed his father. The party also counted the captain of the Constantia, Alvida, the daughter of Admiral Barcelos himself. Fausta presented her to us as a determined and idealistic woman, but she is now only a shadow of her former self. It seems that dark family histories have led her to close in on herself. Among this strange party was also a citizen of the Dutton Empire called Ludwig. It didn't take long for us to discover that he was a smuggler and wanted for various crimes and misdemeanors. As far as I know, he has returned to his previous occupations. He could be useful to us from time to time, but I admit that I don't know if he can be trusted. You may remember that there was also a member of the Coin Guard among them, a certain Till who had been close to General Kurnas. I was told that he sacrificed himself during the battle in the catacombs to protect the other members of his party. Finally, there was this woman of a certain age, Safia, a cartographer from the Bridge Alliance. She is said to have gone in search of an old friend, to be haunting the ports of the continent. I fear that her age has finally caught up with her. Finally, of course, there remains the one who was the soul of the party, the other Tearfridian, who some called Vrutengare, thanks to whom the Tearfridians escaped a smallpox epidemic orchestrated by Kurnas that would have had catastrophic consequences, and who, of course, led the final assault on the general in the catacombs. As she returned to Tearfridi to join her people, while still communicating with her former companions. But don't worry, I make sure to always keep an eye on her. Someone whose acts have had such an impact won't disappear into nothingness. There you have it. I think that I have summarized the fallout from the events that you asked about. Unfortunately, I can't answer your questions about the situation on Tearfridi yet. I am still waiting for a report from my agents there. All I know to date is that several highly placed people from the congregation are involved.
From another.
There it is. Greedfall, The Dying World. A sharp decline from its predecessor. Ultimately, kind of a bland, kind of a flaccid, kind of a boring game. Not gonna lie. The changes to the combat were not good. The combat system was not like deep enough to play as a real time with pause. A lot of the story arcs were just like copy pasta. What like they're too mandatory prison, all or almost prison. Just us getting arrested, being major story arcs, and then obviously Fausta getting arrested again, and we didn't go save her. I don't know, like there wasn't as much like political, subterfuge and cloak and dagger stuff as there was in the first one. Like the main story wasn't that interesting. First it was like the smallpox thing, which is boring, and then the kidnapping of our people and like the experimentations to create guardians, which that was a bit more of a cool storyline, but like still ultimately by the time you're into that storyline, like, man, most of the game has already passed you and has been just so just uninteresting broadly. I don't know what was up with the balancing. I don't think they properly knew how to balance having a healer.
Like I don't think they expected the player to play a healer, because I basically got to avoid any combat mechanics by virtue of just being able to heal through it. Most of the game was relatively easy. Game did get pretty buggy and crashy toward the end. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This one wasn't it for me. Like, this is, if I had to rate this, like I'm almost at like a 2 out of 7. Like there are some redeeming, or I don't even want to call them redeeming, but there are like some good qualities. Obviously, graphically, the game looks amazing. The voice acting is good. It's just the writing is not in some aspect. Sometimes the writing's good, but a lot of times the writing is just so belabored and just runs on so long, and they do this thing where they reiterate the same idea time and time and time again. And then there's also just the let me just lore dump exposit to you while we sit in a room and the camera just looks at my face. I don't know. You expect like an improvement on the original, and they altered far too much for it to even feel like the successor to the first game. And then all the alterations, I think, ultimately landed kind of flat. And I think those numbers bear out by the number of people who actually have managed to get through this game. Like, even some of the most rudimentary achievements had still not been done by like most of the people who bought the game. But that's Greedfall, the dying world.